Welcome everybody to a look at a dual release effort from Eureka, and it is the magnificent Chang Cheh. So this came out in 2025, so I didn't get it at the time just because I thought at £20, and given at least one of the films doesn't have the best reputation, I figured that was a bit too much if I only enjoyed the one. So I waited for it to go on sale, and I'm glad I did. So both of these films are obviously directed by Chang Cheh. Seen 28 other films from him, so including these two, and I've seen 30 overall, and that makes him the most prolific director that I have seen so far. Recent favourites would be the likes of The Trail of the Broken Blade and King Eagle. So the first film is The Magnificent Trio, which doesn't have official artwork by the looks of it. It just looks like a shot from the film that has been had a new colour scheme, which they've done before with previous releases, Eureka, and yeah, it's not the best looking thing going. But that said, this is from 1966. It's a wuxia film, clocks in at 108 minutes long, stars likes of Jimmy Wang Yu, who was also in the likes of The Trail of the Broken Blade, as well as the first two one-armed swordsman films. All three of those are excellent, by the way. Also stars Chin Ping, who was also in the trailer of The Broken Blade, as well as the really rather excellent The Bells of Death. And finally got Lo Lai, who was in the excellent Five Fingers of Death, The Magic Blade, and The Lady Hermit. So a wandering swordsman named Lu Fang who is returning from battle discovers that several farmers have kidnapped the local magistrate's daughter. He sides with them after learning that this is an act of desperation to improve their low standard of living. So this is now the oldest film I've seen from the director. I think that he only directed two others before this one of which was also a co-directed effort as well, and it is a clear indication of the greatness it would bring to future efforts. This is due to the plot being engaging, the pacing is on point, the cast is good, the action scenes are great, the period production is convincingly done, the cinematography is on point, and the score is solid. Now, sure, it isn't bringing much new to the wuxia genre and could be more effective in terms of its violence, as yeah, it's not overblown in terms of certain violence that would get from Chair in the late 60s to early 70s at the very least. But this overall did make for an entertaining watch, and yeah, definitely a solid effort throughout and gets a good 4 out of 5. And yeah, second in this release is the 1977 film Magnificent Wanderers. So again, doesn't look like it's had an official poster, but whether or not they could actually find any official posters, I don't know. Yeah, a little bit of a shame that we don't have any proper ones here. But nonetheless, Magnificent Wonders was released in 1977. It is a martial arts comedy. Clocks in at 98 minutes long. Stars the likes of David Chiang, who I've seen in 17 other films. Favourites being the likes of recent favourites, should I say, being the likes of King Eagle and Tiger on the Beat. Also stars Alexander Fusheng, who I've seen in 13 other films. He was really rather great in the likes of the 8 Diagram Pole Fighter and the Avenging Eagle. And finally, Chai Kuan-Chun, who was in Boxer Rebellion. So, three nomads attempt to join Chinese patriots in their struggle against invading Mongol armies with the help of the wealthy Chu Zi, who invests his considerable wealth into the rebel movement. So, this is unfortunately a lesser effort from Chang Cheh, definitely one of the weakest ones I've seen of late from him, which is due to the rather basic plot and the comedic element not really working. Thankfully, the cast is good, the action is not just entertaining but also well executed, the pacing is on point, the period production is convincing enough, and it has its engaging moments. Just a shame that it also feels somewhat aimless at times. It feels more like a hangout movie in certain parts of the plot. There isn't much violence, and there is little in the way of tension. So, yeah, unfortunately, that gets a 3 out of 5, and yeah, it really does make me realise that waiting for this to go on sale, drop by about £5, made this a much more palatable film release to buy rather than buying it at full price and only really enjoying one film out of the two. I'm not saying Magnificent Wanderers is awful or anything, but it definitely ranks lower on the Chang Cheh filmography that I've seen so far. Ranks more along the lines of ones that we saw in the Fury Swords and Fantastic Warriors box set. I think it was Men from the Monastery, which was my least favourite in that one. So, yeah, it ranks more alongside those and even the Magnificent Trio in this release. But yeah, both films are also on the same disc. And yeah, we get a booklet with this release as well. again with more shots from the film, we're in a slightly different colour. And inside, you get cast and your crew for both films, as well as the original posters. So I don't see why we couldn't have had these posters for the sleeves themselves, because as you can see, you've got a really rather nice looking poster there for the first film, and then for the second one, another solid poster as well. So why they didn't include these posters on the sleeve, I don't know, because quite frankly, these just look cheap and yeah, quite lazy to be honest, especially this one, which has a character's head half cut off. So yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me personally. But then inside the booklet, we've got a magnificent Geo notes on Wuxia, Kung Fu, and Chang Cheh by James Oliver. So that takes up the majority of the booklet. We've also got shots from the film as well. There's Jimmy Wang Yu, for instance. And yeah. And then we've got viewer notes as well. So both films are presented in the 2:35:1 aspect ratio. So adjust your screen accordingly. And yeah. Who's done this new artwork? New artwork by Gregory Zachary. Yeah, I much prefer this new artwork than the use of what was on the sleeve cover. So yeah, that was actually fairly good as far as the slipcover goes. So both films are presented in 1080p presentations on Blu-ray from the masters supplied by Celestial Pictures, and yeah, looks and sound really rather good. Probably not quite as great as the Arrow Video Short Scope Volume 4 box set, which had 2K restorations, but still look fairly good. We've also got original mono audio tracks. You got an optional English dubbed audio on Magnificent Wanderers, which isn't available for the first film, so that's only in its original language. And then you got optional English subtitles newly translated for this release. And then you got new audio commentary on The Magnificent Trio by East Asian film expert Frank Yang and martial artist and filmmaker Michael Worth. New audio commentary on Magnificent Wanderers by action cinema experts Mike Leader and Arnie Venema. And then you got Chang Cheh Style, new video essay by Gary Bettinson, editor-in-chief of Asian Cinema Journal, and then the booklet that I've shown you already. So yeah, I like this sleeve, the slipcover artwork. That's really, really nice, but I just wish the original posters were on the sleeve for the case itself. But outside of that, the release is perfectly fine. Let down somewhat by the second film, but the first film is really, really good, so that more than makes up for it. And getting it cheaper certainly helped in making the second film a little bit more palatable. Had it been full price, I would have been a lot more annoyed because, yeah, it is definitely the weakest of the two, and certainly one of the weakest out of Chang Cheh's filmography that I've seen so far. Certainly bottom 5 for sure. So, yeah, which is a little bit of a shame, but still, Magnificent Trio is more than well worth the watch. I'd give Magnificent Wonders a watch just to get more out of the cast that you might have seen several films from before, and also just to see more Chang Cheh films. But yeah, it does show that he can't really do comedy as well as he can do wuxia or your martial arts straight kind of films. So yeah, at least I know that comedy may well not be well within his wheelhouse. But nonetheless, if you have seen either of these films before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on them. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.